Sorry, I just touched your foot there with my foot.
That's okay.
Okay.
I think I'll survive.
Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
This is no laughing matter,
Okay,
so.
serious.
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. I'm sitting here with Lawrence Hill, who is the author of the best-selling novel, The Book of Negroes, and his most recent novel, The Illegal, was just published. And Lawrence was here for a CLC brown bag reading, and I'm going to sit down and ask him some questions. Many people watching will know you from The Book of Negroes, which was incredibly successful both as a novel and then as a miniseries. And I was wondering whether that incredible amount of success and the feedback that you got back from it, whether it be positive feedback or negative feedback, has changed the way you think about your work, about literary production, about your interactions with the publishing industry.
Well, it's changed a few things. One of the changes is kind of a lifestyle change. For 15 to 17 years, I had to sort of make a living and support myself and my family by writing freelance speeches for politicians for whom I would never vote. And that was how I paid for my writing habit. Everybody's got to find a way to survive when you're trying to make it as a writer. Some drive buses, others are emergency room surgeons. I was a hack political speechwriter, which I hated doing, but I was actually good at. So one of the big changes in my life is that I don't have to write speeches anymore. I can just write full time. And I actually think that one of the most important measures of success for artists is if they can organize their lives to do their thing and spend most of their working time doing their thing, doing their art. That's success. And I think that's a really nice way to think about success too. And so I've been enabled by the Book of Negroes to just focus on writing. I don't have to do other types of work. I might speak about my books, but that all kind of fits into the rubric of writing and talking about it. So that's the biggest change. As for my own development artistically, I seem to always be about 5 years behind where I am in terms of what I'm writing. Like what I'm writing now might be something I was thinking about 5 or 10 years ago that was going to be erupting in my soul a good while ago. So it's going to take me a while to really figure out what the impact of it is, because I'm probably still processing things that were in my heart and mind before I finished bringing out the Book of Negroes. So it's too early to really know how it's going to affect my writing style.
So, two of your previous novels, The Book of Negroes and Any Known Blood, are kind of looking back at undocumented or uncirculated histories. They're historical novels. And with The Illegal, you're looking forward. It's 3 years since now, I guess, 2018. And so it seems that a lot of your novels are interested in time and temporality. And I was wondering if you could talk about that. And also, whether if you see that looking forward that you do in The Illegal to be kind of like a dystopian view. Like we had a question about that earlier at the Brown Bag today, whether or not you consider this dystopian.
Well, I do consider The Illegal to be somewhat dystopian. It doesn't have any sci-fi elements to it, but that's not really what a dystopia has to be. It just has to be sort of moving into a nightmare of some sort, that's beyond a little bit of where we are now. And I chose to set the novel in 2 invented countries, so a reader would buy the notion of a dystopia. If we sort of fast forward, not too much unfortunately, to a place where we have a national government of a major Western power sort of devoted in its electoral plan to deporting refugees and bulldozing their homes, that's a dystopia. And so I thought that the reader would follow me more avidly if they didn't have to feel that I was writing specifically about Canada or Texas or Arizona or France or Germany, but drawing from some things I've seen and observed all around the world.
Mm-hmm. Well, that kind of leads into another one of the questions that I had, which was why invent countries at all when so much of the world are undergoing issues like this? And I was kind of wondering what those invented countries might allow you to do that setting a novel in actual geographical places wouldn't allow you to do. But
well, I did have a reason for inventing the countries, like an artistic reason, and that was that every other book I've written, fiction and nonfiction, is very specifically focused on a certain geographical and political and historical reality. And in this case, I chose to invent one because I wanted to be freer. I wanted to sort of break free of the shackles of the Book of Negroes, where I felt restricted, in a good way, but still restricted to portraying dramatically a specific history. And I wanted to be as authentic as I could in reflecting that history. But I wanted to shake loose and break free and be much more playful. I wanted to be a little bit cantankerous, a little bit explosive, perhaps seditious, to challenge things, and they kind of play on the page. There's much more personality in the voice of the writing in this book there has been since I wrote my first novel, Some Great Thing, which is also has a lot of personality in the narrative. So I was looking for some flashes of humor, for some zaniness, for things that seemed almost unreal, but hopefully still believable, and a really playful delivery. Subject material is painful, but I wanted a playful delivery. And so I just felt it was easier to do so, to break free and be loose, if I didn't have to honor a specific country's reality, but just imagine one that I was making up.
Thanks so much for watching. Go check out the CLC YouTube page for more with Lawrence Hill. Okay, thank you so much for answering
Thank you,
these
that was
questions.
great. You did that so well.
Thank you,
Yeah.
so did you. It's like it wasn't your first time or anything. I could tell you were nervous, but you held it together. Okay, this one's kind of fun. What is one question about your books you hope never to be asked again?
To what degree is this work autobiographical? I don't like that question. So I thought what I would do is kick off with a very short reading from a prairie story. Since how many times are you going to find a Toronto boy writing a prairie story? But I worked when I was 20 years old.